I never met Glory Evans before. While I may have been estranged from my family for the past few years, Riker and her friends were cemented deep in the underground, running Sinner's Sanctum Hospital and Refuge Center. Part of Riker's missions have always been to remain detached from the family so that she was able to infiltrate any organized crime syndicates in other countries. Our secret weapon of sorts, the surprise our enemies didn't see coming. When we were younger, I was immediately drawn to Riker the most out of all my siblings, even though I'd crossed paths with Jedediah before. It felt like we understood each other in a different way, each of us proving in our mock missions at the Crown Estate that we were able to detach our emotions to get the job done better than any of our siblings, even Jedediah. Where he was spiritual, Riker and I were not. He showed remorse. Riker and I were able to kill without question if the target was proven a disloyal enemy or a threat to the innocent. I never understood why she was the one who was chosen to live away from the family while I remained in Chicago. Yet, when I first laid eyes on Tristan, I was a goner and had no inclination to leave the city in pursuit of a mission away from my future wife. Therefore, I didn't question Duchess and Stan's decision to have Riker run Sinner's Sanctum. I didn't inquire about why she was the one chosen and I wasn't. In all honesty, a large part of me had been grateful it wasn't me. My masked beauty stirred on the cot she was lying on, finally beginning to slowly gain consciousness again. Finally. She wasn't fully awake yet, and I couldn't wait for her to wake up and see just how good I took care of her. She was in one of my favorite rooms, one that got minimal sunlight and remained almost pitch black throughout most of the year, except for times like now when turning on a light was necessary just so I could see her. Observe her. Relish in how peaceful she looked asleep in her leather pants and absurdly sexy top that I knew was hiding underneath her jacket. When I left Miami, I made good time in getting to my place, grateful that I was able to snag a boat last minute since it was easier than transporting an unconscious woman on a plane. After I initially got her settled into my Bahamian home, I intended on taking off her mask to lay eyes on my masked beauty, but I restrained myself from feeding my curiosity. I wasn't sure if it was the smartest decision, but it had been so long since I experienced an instant attraction to another woman, I couldn't help but want to hold on to that feeling as long as I could. Because I had no doubt that the moment she woke up, my masked beauty would be prepared to fight me to her death to escape. It was inevitable, really. I didn't know much about Glory, but if she was friends with Riker, she was a fighter. And if she managed to land Pope Maverick, she was scrappy. Not to mention I had spotted her on a few of my kills, so she was a great marksman. The smirk slipped from my face. I forgot about Pope. I wasn't sure if he had survived my bullet to his chest, but I added that to the list of shit I should feel remorse for but couldn't be concerned with right now. I felt better than I had in a while, and there was nothing more exhilarating than capturing a fellow contract killer and seeing how all the pieces fell into place right before the battle of power began. She didn't know it, but I wasn't going to keep her chained to the wall, lying on the cot forever. I also wasn't planning on killing her, at least not now anyway. Although if one of us had to die during this cat-and-mouse game we seemed to be playing this past year, it sure as hell wouldn't be me.